Why do we feel so empty when we have everything? Think about it. Unlimited entertainment, endless choices, more freedom than any generation before us. And yet people are anxious, lonely, burned out. C.S. Lewis saw this coming. Long before smartphones or TikTok, he warned that a culture chasing freedom without meaning would collapse into emptiness. Picture this. You're scrolling late at night. You've got food in the fridge, comfort in your bed, Wi-Fi that never quits. But something gnaws at you. It's not boredom. It's not even loneliness. It's a strange hollow feeling, like something essential is missing. You try to fill it with more, another video, another snack, another notification. But the more you take in, the less satisfied you feel. This isn't just you. This is us. A generation drowning in abundance but starving for meaning. Most people think the problem is simple. Stress, busyness, too much tech. We blame algorithms, jobs, politics, and sure, those things matter. But C.S. Lewis would say we're missing the point. Here's what he wrote. Aim at heaven and you will get earth thrown in. Aim at earth and you will get neither. That line cuts deep, because it explains why no amount of stuff, success, or distraction will ever be enough. We've made earth our ultimate goal: comfort, pleasure, personal freedom. But Lewis says when you chase only that, you end up with nothing that satisfies. Think about it. We wanted freedom from tradition. Now we feel unmoored. We wanted endless pleasure. Now we're numb. We wanted control of our own lives. Now we're more anxious than ever. Lewis wasn't attacking pleasure itself. He loved food, friendship, laughter. But he warned that when you treat those things as ultimate, they betray you. He compared it to drinking salt water. What does not satisfy when we find it was not the thing we were desiring. That's the deeper problem. It's not just that life is stressful. It's that we're chasing the wrong things, expecting them to fill a hunger they can't touch. Creatures are not born with desires unless satisfaction for those desires exists. This is huge. It's simple but radical. Think about hunger. You're hungry. There's food. You're thirsty. There's water. You feel desire. There's something to satisfy it. But Lewis points out we have another kind of desire, not just for pleasure or survival, but for something deeper, a homesickness, a longing for something beyond this world. And here's the kicker. The fact that we feel that longing at all suggests that the thing we re-longing for actually exists. You binge watch your favorite show. At first, you're hyped, but then emptiness. You scroll social media. Same cycle. You travel, you party, you buy the new thing. Each one promises fullness. Each one leaves a gap. That gap isn't proof you're broken. It's proof you're searching for something this world can't fully give. Lewis says it like this. If I find in myself desires which nothing in this world can satisfy, the only logical explanation is that I was made for another world. That's the insight. The emptiness we feel isn't a glitch, it's a signal, a pointer, a clue that we're built for something more than comfort, likes, or Netflix. So when people say, I have everything, but I feel nothing, Lewis would say, of course you do. You weren't made just for this. And that's where the modern world gets it wrong. We keep trying to cure the ache with more of what caused it. But the ache isn't a sickness, it's a compass. We don't suffer from emptiness because life is too hard. We suffer because we've aimed too low. We laugh at honor and are shocked to find traitors in our midst. C.S. Lewis, that one stings, right? Lewis is saying, when we strip away higher values, when we mock them as outdated, we shouldn't be surprised when life feels cheap and empty. We live in a time where almost nothing is sacred. Honor, duty, even truth itself, they've become punchlines. And yet, we wonder why trust is collapsing, why betrayal feels normal, why people feel disposable. Think about work. In many jobs today, loyalty means nothing. You can give 10 years to a company, but if you're no longer useful, you're out. Or in relationships, how often do people say, I'm here until it stops feeling good? Lewis's point is simple. If we laugh at honor, Why are we surprised when no one keeps their word? Here's the twist. This emptiness isn't just about other people. It's about us. When we lose a sense of honor, we also lose a sense of who we are. So here's a question. If everything is reduced to what works for me right now, how can we expect anything lasting? Lewis would say, without higher values to aim at, life shrinks down into survival and self-interest. That might feel freeing at first, but it leaves us hollow. When you kill honor, you don't just lose trust in others, you lose trust in yourself. You can't go on explaining away forever. You will find that you have explained explanation itself away. You cannot go on seeing through things forever. The whole point of seeing through something is to see something through it. C.S. Lewis, this one's heavier, but it nails our cultural problem. Lewis is warning against cynicism, against the habit of seeing through everything until nothing means anything. We think being smart means doubting everything, questioning every motive, every tradition, every belief. But here's the catch. If you doubt everything, you can't believe anything. And without belief, you can't build a life. You might be wondering, okay, but isn't questioning things good? Yes, questioning is healthy. Blind faith in anything is dangerous. But Lewis says there has to be an end point. You see through a window not to stare at the glass, but to see the view beyond it. Take relationships. If you spend all your time analyzing, do they really care about me? What's their hidden agenda? Am I being fooled? You'll never actually experience love. Or think about meaning itself. If you keep asking, but what's the point? Isn't it all just chemicals in my brain? You'll never live your life, only dissect it. So let me ask you, do you really want to see through everything? Or do you want to see something worth living for? Lewis's insight here is brutal but freeing. Skepticism without end is a dead end. At some point, you have to look through the glass and step into life. If you see through everything, you'll see nothing at all. We are not necessarily doubting that God will do the best for us. We are wondering how painful the best will turn out to be. C.S. Lewis, here's the painful truth. The cost of ignoring Lewis's warning isn't abstract. It's showing up right now in record levels of depression, anxiety, and despair. People have never been more connected, and yet never felt more invisible. We've got whole generations growing up without a clear story of what life is even for, and it hurts. It leaves us restless, fragile, tired in a way no amount of sleep can fix. Lewis is saying that this emptiness doesn't just drain our joy, it shapes our future. If all we chase is pleasure or distraction, we're not prepared for struggle or sacrifice or love, because love always costs, and meaning always requires endurance. Think about it. A life built only on comfort will collapse the moment real pain hits, and pain always comes. Here are the 3 insights we've hit from Lewis. 1. Chasing only earthly things leaves us hollow. The hunger points to something beyond. 2. When we kill honor, we lose trust, not just in others, but in ourselves. 3. If you see through everything, you end up seeing nothing at all. Skepticism has to lead somewhere. So what do we do today? Here's one simple practice. Pay attention to your longing instead of trying to drown it. The next time you feel that restless ache, the scroll that doesn't satisfy, the emptiness after another win, don't rush to cover it up. Pause. Ask, what is this pointing me to? What am I really hungry for? Lewis believed that hunger itself is evidence that meaning is real, that your longing is a compass, not a curse. If we consider the unblushing promises of reward promised in the Gospels, it would seem that our Lord finds our desires not too strong but too weak. C.S. Lewis. That line flips everything. Maybe the problem isn't that we want too much, but that we settle for too little. So here's my question for you. What are you really aiming at? Comfort, distraction, survival, or something deeper? Drop your answer in the comments. I read them, and I'd love to hear your take. And if this hits you, the next video is going to dig even deeper. So if you don't want to miss it, hit subscribe, tap the bell, and join me for that one. Until then, remember this. Emptiness isn't the end of the story. It's the beginning of the search.